In this short demo, I'm going to show you how you can rework a training or change initiative with Tilda. So I've got a program here for my company, Acme Bay. It's a leadership program. We thought it was pretty good. You know, the behavior change score was 61. We were building a solid plan. We had good materials, good content, great facilitators. Something didn't quite work. It didn't quite land with the participants. It could be that we briefed it wrong. It could be that the facilitation wasn't great. We gathered some feedback from people and we've worked that up into a report. So now we're going to rework this initiative with some of that report input. And I also gathered some kind of information research from one of our leadership subject matter experts. So we're going to bring that into play as well. But first, I'm going to upload our program report. And then Tilda's going to look through that report and then we're going to work with it to figure out what we can do to improve. So I'll have a little bit of a conversation back and forth and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so it said the e-learning modules were a bit too dense. The group structure, we obviously delivered that in a slightly inconsistent way. The measurement framework that we developed, we over-complexified it. So there are some recommendations here. Let's just talk about them for a minute. Yeah, so what are the biggest gaps and how can we fill them? Okay. And a lot of this stuff came from actually what happened after we gave the design to the facilitators and the delivery team. So we need to build a little bit more rigor into the design and the plan and the content so that doesn't happen. Okay, simplify it, codify it, make sure these leaders are really reinforcing the behaviors and the goals, make the measurement really light. Okay, so let's refine the initiative for delivery. At every point, Tilda has these dynamic buttons, which are suggestions that are based on the conversation you've been having. So if you want to move along a little bit quicker and one of those buttons feels right, you can just tap it instead of talking in the chat. So here is some suggestions. Let's preview them. So more codification for this peer group, so a bit more structure for it. I like that one. Leader kickoff videos, I actually think we were pretty good on what the leaders were doing. So we're not going to bring that one. Follow-up coaching, I think, would be useful. And of course, we do need a simpler measurement dashboard. And then we've updated the e-learning workshops. We've updated the brief. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those changes. Now let's see, is there anything from the feedback that was really, really good that we want to do more of? Okay, so they love the live impact challenges. They love our immersion labs. They love the real-time feedback. So yeah, Tilda's got it. We want to scale these strengths. How can we do more of what was good across the whole program? Let's see what it's suggesting. Expand those challenges, enhance the lab, and broaden real-time feedback. So I think the challenges were great. We don't need to make them any better. Let's just do this broaden real-time feedback in workshops. So make sure that we're constantly bringing in live polls like Mentimeter or constantly checking in with the participants so we're optimizing it in the moment. So I'll accept that change. Great, and now I want to bring in this research from my SME. So I've had them produce a dossier, a report, about 20 pages on leadership. And this is some kind of new thinking within the organization. So actually, yeah, let's bring in input from the dossier to enhance the content here. Okay, so it's actually suggesting some additional things, some follow-up micro lessons, some curated leadership frameworks. It's suggesting we update the immersion lab. Okay, I don't think we need any more micro lessons. Let's have a look at these frameworks, and then updating the Leadership Immersion Lab is great. Let's see what we can do in these leadership frameworks. Let's build this out using the dossier PDF. So I'm just going to only select that one. So Tilda's going to reanalyze that. Yeah, we can start with the overall flow because obviously there's nothing in this intervention yet. Absolutely, yeah. Let's use them all. So you can see how quickly you can go from like a report from an SME. Tilda can analyze that, look through it to see what might be useful, and then bring that in to this intervention. Let's just look at the overarching structure, and I can work on the detail later. We're looking for a kind of flexible modular structure. Let's just put everything in now. And we can delete some later. Okay, so here we go. Scarf, Kinevin, Radical Candor, Coaching Principles. So I can refine this, look back at the document, or ask more questions about the document. And we've got a new suggested intervention based on the content from my SME. So that's a fairly simple way of how you can use Tilda, bring in feedback, bring in new content or information to enhance an existing program.